There's an old saying, trust in God, but always clutch your wallet. Just being close to me, I'm grabbing for mine because of what I'm reading here. It's just not one. If it wasn't an isolated, it's not a one isolated mistake, sir. It's a consistent product of dishonesty. So you can understand how we're not real sympathetic to you. I feel badly for the victims.
When you're ready, I can. But
Let me collect them all.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's all death related, right?
Yes, sir.
25 CR 443 charges Derek Allen Ledger or Leger with a 3rd-degree felony of misapplication of trust funds. 26 CR 774 charges the defendant with the state jail felony of theft service. 26 CR 1193 charges the defendant with another 3rd-degree felony of misapplication of trust fund. And to round out the field, 26 CR 1194 is a 3rd indictment alleging the 3rd-degree felony of misapplication of trust funds. So in these 3 3rd-degree felonies, you were looking at each case of, if convicted, no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison and a fine up to $10,000 for each case. On this state jail felony, this is no less than 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail and a fine not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand what you're charged with and the punishment ranges in each of these cases?
Yes, sir.
You failed the drug test. You knew you would. Shame on you for coming into court. Shame on you for having drugs. And shame on you coming into court with drugs. Shame on you. You're going to be held accountable. Sorry, I'm multitasking here. What are we going to do today?
Judge, the intent with this is we're trying to get all the restitution paid back in a lump sum. Prosecutor and I have spoken about this. We would ask the court to give us 30 days. We should be able to have the fine back.
What are we talking about? Quantity wise.
I don't have a specific amount.
Give me a ballpark.
For these cases,
It's probably over $100,000, Judge. So we're offering him probation, but as a condition of the probation, we would like for all of the victims to be repaid before he begins the probation. So defense counsel has asked for about 30 days in order for the defendant to get the money together.
those steps have already been taken. Your I'm sorry about you. Those
No,
already
you're
been
fine.
taken. To where he did have the funds in the month of September.
Okay, each of these indictments, not including the theft, but each of these allege that the fraud involved in each case. What do we think? What's the ballpark do you think about?
For these cases?
Yeah.
I think
it's more than $100,000, Judge.
You know, and part of the issue, Judge, is Ms. Moore and I do need to kind of go through the documents to confirm the amounts of the restitution.
Here's always what's a concern and good. Y'all work on it. Issue is each of these are going on allegations that one case is almost 3 years old. One case is March of this year. That's the theft. Another case is October 31st of 24 and November 12th of 24. And the problem is that what's the unfair aspect of it all is that every day that the victims don't have their money back, that it's a loss of value to them. And what we're doing is just paying the loss directly back. But the quicker it's done, the less harm occurs to the poor people who every day without this money or this value that has been allegedly misapplied or stolen, they're victimized, and it increases every day. Not just the flat amount, but the interest on the use of that money that they're without. People forget that's kind of a side deal, that with interest being the way it is now, it's expensive. They're bleeding value, bleeding money. And when they get it dollar for dollar, they go, I'm still out now X amount of dollars over this period of time. For now, one of these is 3 years. All that being said, when is the fastest we can get these poor people paid back?
We need at least 30 days, Judge. Mr. Leger has been taking steps for the last couple of months to acquire funds to try to resolve these issues. And from what he has been informed from a financial institution, when he's getting the funds, he should have it this month, the month of September.
Okay.
And so that's why I'm asking for at least 3 days for all of that
Okay,
paperwork.
let me
to be
ask this,
completed.
has any funds that you are going to be using to pay back, that he's going to be using to pay back? Or those in his possession now?
No, Your Honor, not yet.
Nothing, he doesn't have a thing.
No.
Yeah.
That's why he's attempting to get a lump sum so that he can pay these back.
How much did you say? It was over?
It's more than
$100,000. What do you think?
It's in that range, Judge. We just need to confirm the numbers because it's fairly complicated with the contractor.
What is it?
The documents.
When is this going to show up?
Should have.
What do you
The
think?
next 2 weeks. Yes, sir.
And that's why Judge was saying 30 days to make sure there's no issues with the paperwork or any, issues with
What
the
I would,
financial
well,
institution.
I don't want to wait a day longer than possible for these two people. I don't want you to get money and then sit on it for 2 weeks. I want these people paid back as soon as possible when you can get the money. That's why I'm reluctant. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this for 2 weeks just to see where we are.
That's fair.
Okay.
I think the court has 4 cases. There are also 2 additional cases. I didn't see them on the docket, but I didn't warn the court coordinator about getting those.
Yeah.
Is there a way-
4 that were on this docket?
Yeah.
So the goal is to take care of all 6 of the cases and him pay restitution on all 6 of them. My concern is there any way we can prevent him from going out and accepting new contracts and defrauding additional people so that cases don't pile up? Can we make something like that a condition of his bond? Because if he's out and he's accepting new offers,
The first condition of his bond is don't commit a crime.
I don't
believe.
I don't want to do anything to prevent his livelihood. I mean, he is working, he's trying to correct these situations. But I don't, he is actively working and he is actively, I don't want to put him in a situation where we're basically putting him in.
Well, there's an old saying, trust in God, but always clutch your wallet. Just being close to me, I'm grabbing for mine because of what I'm reading here. It's just not one. If it wasn't an isolated, it's not a one isolated mistake, sir. It's a consistent product of dishonesty. So you can understand how we're not real sympathetic to you. I feel badly for the victims, and every day that they're out their value of money that was allegedly criminally taken.
I'm just concerned that his livelihood of working has a pattern of creating a new victim. And I know we're coming back in a couple of weeks. I just don't want a new victim to pop up because he's going out and trying to get the money to pay for these victims, but it creates a new victim.
The funds that he would be using to try to resolve these cases is coming from a financial institution. It's not coming from other work he's doing. It's just being alleged.
Well, I know,
And the 2 new cases,
but-
Judge, and I don't have discovery. Those just came up. So I don't have those cases. So
he is alleged to have pilfered from victims upon contracting to do a job, right?
that's what an alleged.
But what you're saying is he needs to go out and get to contracting with jobs.
Well, to maintain his business and his, his family. And yes, he is working. So, but what I was trying to make clear to the court is the
No, here's
prosecutor.
what I think in all honesty, the people you contract with need to be made aware of your situation.
I think we've.
So that they can-
That no one.
I'm
is
sorry?
Aware. Everyone's aware. He's been on the cover of the Examiner. They did a story on Kate.
Well, I know, but-
the
I don't
community is
think-
fully aware.
I don't know how many people read that,
I understand,
But-
Judge, but
but he's been living with himself for a while here since he's been doing whatever was charged with these crimes. Come on. And so it didn't bother him enough to stop.
The
I
judge-
mean, it was one and another. So I think we still have to be sensitive and careful. He is allegedly dishonest. And that's what this is a product of. That's what thievery and fraud is, dishonesty. And that's a character flaw. And what we've got are charges here, but we don't have dispositions. I don't have authority over him in whatever plan it is. I don't know what y'all are how y'all are going to resolve this, but if he's put on probation, then I'm going to have to supervise him, but I'm not supervising him now except through bond conditions. And that limits the authority of this court. And what we normally do is we freeze everything. freeze the action until the case can get disposed. So that there isn't, what happens is a tendency for some people to go back and victimize on bond.
And Judge, if I may very briefly, I've been representing Mr. Leger in his business for a couple of years. And these are issues that have been creeping up civilly and now through some criminal actions. He's been trying to, he never intended to get in the situation. So he's been trying to resolve this and we've been able to resolve some of the civil cases. So this is something he's been actively trying to correct. I'm not
Since
excusing
when?
for approximately the last 2 years.
Well, why wouldn't it have fixed the day after you decided to defraud people? I mean, it didn't bother you then. The day, the next day, the next week, the next month, time goes by until what happens? Did you come forward with fessing up, or did the investigators catch you? I don't mean to ask him,
These are
but
things that we're trying
I
to
mean,
get
they
resolved.
caught him at it, right?
There-
They had
some
to
of
catch
the-
him before he's going to play by the rules.
Judge, some of the complainants in these cases we were dealing with civilly. And then they switched over to criminal cases, when it was civil cases they would go up. I mean, this isn't something where he has been dealing with it and trying to resolve it. I understand that board's position,
Well, I'm just-
but he's been trying
It's
to
criminal,
get
it's here in-
fixed financially for a while.
It's here in my court. And
Yes, sir.
that's what we're gonna do is police this. And my concern is for victims to get taken care of as soon as possible and for the victimizers to be held accountable. I want to know when and as soon as this can happen, so these people can, and you can't even say be made whole because they're not made whole. They're just paid back what the net loss is, not what is the additional loss of value to their loss of money. All right. I'm gonna reset this for 2 weeks to see where we are, okay? Because I don't want a day to go by that those people can't, if they can get access to the money. You can get it. I want the moment that happens to get into their hands. You can understand, that's only the right and decent thing, but here, that's this. Thank you, man. Get a resetting for 2 weeks. Do what you can to hasten this. Thank you.